Welcome to part 2 of my lesson on how to play Pon Pón by Khruangbin. Let's get into it. I'll start by just saying I'm still not entirely sure if he's hybrid picking or finger picking. It's really hard to tell. I'm just going to proceed with hybrid picking. Okay, so we got up to, in part 1, we got up to the end of the A1 section, the first A section. And at the end of bar 18, we went like that. So that leads into the chorus. The first bar of the chorus, bar 19, goes like this. So we've got a dead note on the and of 1, then we've got a G triad on the A of 1, dead note on 2, triad, G triad on E, dead note on the and of 2, and then an F triad on beat 3. All these triads are used in part 1 of the lesson, so you should remember G is on the G, B and E strings, the G triad is 4, 3, 3, and the F triad is 2, 1, 1. So with the click at 60, bar 18 into the first bar of the chorus, bar 19, sounds like this. That's where we're up to so far. I'll do it again. 2, 3. And then at the end of bar 19, we've got the same 5 to 7 little melody as we had in bar 18. So going from the end of bar 18 into the chorus, bar 19, and then I'll play the whole of bar 19. So it goes 1, 2, 3. We're now to bar 20. The rhythm is exactly the same as bar 19, but instead of going G, G, F, it's F, F, G. And then at the end of bar 20, we go 5 to 7 slide, and then 7 to 8 slide, landing on beat 1 of the next bar. So I'll play the very end of bar 18, and then all of bar 19 and 20. 2, 3. Like that. Bar 21, the rhythm is exactly the same as the previous 2 bars, but instead of going F, F, G, it's going G, G, A minor. So G, G, A minor. And then we've got a similar melody, but this time it's 8 slide to 10 on the high E, and back to 5 on the high E. Then bar 22, the rhythm, the little rhythm part is exactly the same as bar 21, so it's G, G, A minor, G, G, A minor. Similar melody line at the end, 8 to 10, slide, and then back to 8. By the way, I'm doing all these melody lines with my pick. This is where my indecision about whether he's, or uncertainty as to whether he's hybrid picking or finger picking, a lot of it lies here, because I can't quite tell if he's using his fingers to play these melody lines or a pick. Anyway, back to bar 22. So we go 8 to 10 slide, and then back to 8. Then bar 23 is exactly the same rhythm part as the previous 2 bars. G, G, A minor. So I'll play end of bar 18, through 19, 20, 21, 22 and most of 23. So we go. Once you've done that A minor that we did at the very end there, which is on beat 3, on the and a of 3 we've got a couple of dead notes. These are picked, these aren't like slaps or anything, they're picked. And then it's the 8th fret on the B string. So how I'm doing the dead notes is I'm going to use my pinky for that 8th note on the B string. So all I'm doing is I've got my pinky sat above the note that it's going to play, but it's just not fretting, it's just sat there. And then I go like that. And that 8th fret on the B string begins this 16th note run, which goes 8, 5 on B, 7, 5 on G, and lands on 7 on D. So it goes. So if I just play bar 23, it goes 3, 4, 1. Like that. I'll do it one more time. 3, 4, 1. Bar 24 is very similar to bar 19. The only difference is I've written one extra little dead note on the and of 3. So instead of going, bar 19 sounds like this, 2, 3, 4, 1, and then it does the melody line. Bar 24 sounds like this, 3, 4, 1. That extra little dead note there. We then have the same melody line as bar 19, like that. Bar 25 is identical to bar 20. Bar 26 is identical to bar 21. The only difference is that again there's another little dead note in there. So I'll play bars 24, 25 and 26. You can hear really similar, and those extra little dead notes, it's not the end of the world if you don't add them in, so you could just simplify it and do the bars exactly the same. On to bar 27, so we've just gone, this is that same old, this is identical to bar 22, so and then bar 28 goes like that. And now we're into an interesting little run. It begins on beat 3. We've got a couple of 30-second notes, so it's 5th fret of B, hammer onto 8, pull off to 5. So, and then it's 7-5 on G, both picked, 7 on D, pull off to 5, hammer onto 7, 5 on G, and then on beat 1 of the next bar we hit 7 on D. So I'll do bar 28 in isolation now with the click. 60 BPM. 3, 4, 1. first chorus. Done. I'll try and play it all the way through now, from the very end of bar 18 up to where we just got to. 3. A little bit messy at the end, but hopefully you get the idea. Okay, on to the A2 section. The A2 section, it's fairly similar to the A1 section, which I covered in part 1, but it's just different enough to warrant probably going through it bar by bar again. So let's get into it. Bar 29, which is the first bar of the A2 section, starts with that note, the 7 on D, which was the end of this run that took us out of chorus 1 into the A2 section. We then have the dead note on the and of 1, the triad on the a. Now that's usually followed by a dead note on 2, but on this one, he lets that triad ring. So he goes and a, 2, E. He doesn't play again or do anything again until that next triad. So it goes like that. Then we move down to the F triad, and it's the same old. So that whole bar would go like this to bar 29, 3, 4. And again, 2, 3, 4. You can hear it's mostly the same kind of thing. Bar 30, it's the F triad, and it's the same old. And once we've done the dead note on the and of 3, 1, 2, 3, and that one, we go into another run. And this run begins on the A of 3, 5th fret of the A string, 16th notes, hammer on to the 7th fret, 5th fret of D, hammer on to 7th fret, and then 5th fret of G. And then on beat 1 of the next bar, we hit the 7th fret of D. So the run, without the chords, without the rhythm part before it, the run would go 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. Now I'll play it with the rhythm, so the first lot of the bar, 2, 3, 4. Like that. Okay, bar 31, more of the same kind of thing. On the and, we've got then the G triad, kill, G triad, dead, A minor triad, dead note, A minor triad, dead note, A minor triad, dead note. So bar 31 sounds like this. 2, 3, 4. Like that. Bar 32, same rhythmic idea. A minor triad. And then a very similar run actually at the end of this bar to the run at the end of bar 30. So we've got 5 on A, 7 on A, 5 on D, hammer on to 7, pick 5 on G. Then we're into the next bar, and it goes 7, 5, 7 on D. I'll play it up to there, and I'll include the rhythmic idea throughout bar 32 as well. So it goes 3, 4. I'll do that again. So the rhythm of those 3 notes is 1 and a. We then hold that note until the E of 2, pick it again, so that's 7 on D, pull off to the 5 on the and of 2, and then pick the 7 again on the a of 2. So bar 33 sounds like this. 2, 3, 4. One more time. Now I'll get up to that same point, but I'll go from bar 32, the beginning of bar 32. 2, 3. We then, in bar 33, pick up again on the rhythmic idea, and we're on a G triad. We pick it up on the and of 3, so it's and up or E and. So if I play bar 32 and bar 33, it sounds like this. 3, 4. Onto bar 34, starts off on the F triad, same rhythm idea, up until the and of 3, 2, 3, and, like that. I'll play the first sort of half of bar 34 for you once. So F triad, 3, 4, and then once you've done that dead note on the and of 3, we get into something new. It's a new sound for this piece. We're going to play some sixths. So if you don't know what that means, don't get hung up on it. Feel free to look it up. But for now, just letting you know what these are. They're sixths. The intervals are sixths. So we've got, it sounds like this. I'll just play it and then we'll dissect it. So it goes bar 34. Really pretty sound. The sixths are 4 on G, 3 on high E. And I'm using, what am I using? I'm using my pick for the G string, and I'm actually using my middle finger for the high E, just for these. So 4, 3. Both on 5, both on 7. On this sixth, we've got 9 on G and 8 on high E. And then we come back the way we came, so both on 7, both on 5, and then back to the original one, 4 on G, 3 on high E. So it goes. Now the rhythm, nice little syncopated rhythm this. The first sixth is on the A of 3. Next one is on the E of 4. Next one's on the A of 4. Next one's on the E of 1. And then it goes 2 and 3. So I'll just play them, I won't play the rhythmic idea that leads into it. So it goes 1, 2, 3. I'll put the 1 on the click as well. 1, 2, 3. Now I'll do it off the back of that rhythmic idea again. 2, 3, 4. Really nice. Okay, when I land this final 6th interval, I'm actually barring my index across the high E and B string, both on the 3rd fret. I'm doing that because I know I'm going to need that B string note in a minute. So we hit that, those 2 notes together, and then I'm breaking away from the hybrid picking thing, and I'm just picking, and I'm playing. So we've got 3 notes down. We've got 3 on high E, 3 on B, 4 on G. I'm picking these notes. High E, B, G, high E, G, high E. And the rhythm for them is, so we play the 6th interval on beat 3. On the out of 3, we pick that high E. On the E of 4, we pick the B string. On the out of 4, we pick the G string. On the E of 1, we're now into bar 36, I pick the high E. On the out of 1, I pick the G string. And on the E of 2, I pick the high E. So I'll just play the 6th, and I'll get up to that point. 3. Like that. Again. 1, 2, 3. Really nice. He's also, by the way, on that, he seems to be digging in a little bit more. You can kind of hear it's distorting a little bit more than he has up till this point. Okay, so we've just hit that 3 on high E. And then we've got this little fiddly thing where we play the 4th fret of G. At this point, I'm not bothering to fret the B string anymore. Okay, so we play the 4th fret of G. My middle finger's got that. Hammer on to 5 with my ring finger. And then I'm using my pinky to play the 5th fret of the high E. And he does that twice. You could also, when you do the hammer on with your ring finger, you could bar across that fret and do the 5th fret of the high E with your ring finger instead. So I'm using my pinky like that. Whew. So there's a lot to this bar, to these couple of bars, I know, but let's go from all the way back from the start of bar 34. Like that. One more time. Okay, we're now going into bar 37. At the very end of bar 36, on the A of 4, we play open G string. And this commences a very similar idea to this in the next bar. So, open G, then on beat 1, hammer on to 2nd fret. I'm using my middle finger. And then on the E of 1, 1st fret of the high E. And he does that, I think it's 4 times, so it goes. There's also a decrescendo during this bar, so he gradually plays quieter. So I'll just play the final note of bar 36 and then all of bar 37. Notice how I've got quieter, 2, 3, 4. Just picking a little bit softer. The rhythm for that's fairly straightforward. A 1E, a 2E, a 3E, a 4E. Oh, also that high should be staccato every time. So it should be 2, 3, 4. Like that. We're then into bar 38, which is on this F triad. It's the same rhythmic idea, you know. That thing. Only difference is he keeps that really low volume through this bit. So it's really quiet. He breaks out of that, I'm saying, on the and of 3 when he does a regular, you know, dead note. So it goes back loud again. We then go into this nice run down the A natural minor scale. Starts with 8th fret on the B string, on the A of 3, and then on the E of 4 it's 6, and is 5, 7 on G, on the A of 4, so we go, and then we're into bar 39, 5th fret on G, 7 on G, 7 on D, 5 on D, 8 on A, 7 on A. From bar 38 with that really quiet F triad. One more time. We then hold that note until the and of 3 when we do another, and we're kind of back on that rhythmic idea. It goes and A, 3, E, and A. He never normally puts one of these triads on the A of 4, but he does on this occasion, and it sounds cool, so I've kept it in there. So bar 39 goes like this. Feel that nice little push at the end, that little push of the A minor triad. 4. He lets that A minor triad ring through beat 1 of the next bar, and he picks up that rhythmic idea on the and of 1. So it's same old rhythmic idea on the A minor triad. 3, 4. Once you've done the dead note on the and of 3, we're into one of those runs again, those A minor pentatonic runs. 5 on A, these are all 16ths. 5 on A, 7 on A, 5 on D, hammer on to 7, 7 on G, 5 on G, which is on beat 1 of bar 41. Then on the A of 1, it's 7 on D. And then on the A of 2, it's 5 on G. So if I play from bar 30 up to that point, it would sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. We then pick up the rhythmic idea again on an F triad, on the and of 3, and it's... So if I go from that little run at the end of bar 30, it'll go like this. Like that. And again. 1, 2, 3. Bar 42, stay on that F triad and the same old rhythmic idea. In fact, this bar is identical, bar 42 is identical to bar 34. So it goes 2, 3, 4. We're back to those 6ths again. And then in bar 43, on the E of 1, we're on this 6th interval. So that's 9 on G and 8 on high E. Then on beat 2, 7, 7. And then on the and of 2, we play 4 and 3. And this bit's tricky, this bit's great. So that's on the and of 2. And then on the A of 2, we hammer on to the 5th fret. So this 3rd fret on the high E is going to hammer on to the 5th fret of the high E. The 4th fret of the G string is going to hammer on to the 5th fret of the G string. And on the B string, there's a hammer on from nowhere. So you're going to hear the 5th fret of the B string, even though you haven't played a note before it on the B string, you know, just before it. So it's going to sound like this. It's hard to do slow. Easier to do a bit faster. Sounds great though. So, and like that. So if I go from bar 42, 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. Then, this is really quiet, and I missed this when I did the cover version. I think he's going back to just a little snippet of that rhythmic idea, but he's doing it really quietly. He picks it up, so he's got this A minor triad down from the hammer on. And then he picks up this rhythmic idea on the and of 3, and it's just... So that's an, a, 4, E. It's really quiet. So it goes... like that. I'll do it with the quick. I'll just go from the sixths. And the reason I missed it is because there's so much reverb and his hammer-on's so good that you can just hear that triad ringing due to the reverb even while he's going. That's what it sounds like to me anyway. So I'll play the run at the end of bar 40 all the way up to there. 2, 3. And then we're into the unison line again, which opened the whole tune. Bar 44, bar of 2/4, and it's, I mean, if you watch part 1, you know it. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And that takes us into chorus 2. As I thought it might, this is turned into a very long video again, so it's going to be a 3-parter. I'll be back soon with the third and final part, which will cover choruses 2 and 3 and the outro. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe so you'll get a notification when part 3 comes out. Otherwise, see you next time.